How's it going, everybody? My name is RuffledRowlit and welcome to a new video, I guess. Now, I'm a huge fan of Johto, and it is my favorite region of all time. I love Soul Silver and Heart Gold, they're my favorite games, and I truly want to see this happen. And what I'm excited about is to see if Game Freak will ever revisit it in the near future. Will they go back to Johto ever? Because if they did, it would be amazing to see Mega Evolutions for some of the best Pokemon ever made. Now, I do know that there's a lot of guys out there that do not like Megas, but please understand that some of us do love Megas and would like to see more of them in the near future. And that, just so you know, I'm not a big fan of the Z moves. I think they're a pretty bad gimmick and I do not really enjoy them that much. Still think they're cool, but not as cool as Megas. Now, just so you guys understand, I want to point that out, and I don't think that the road forward should be Z moves. I think Megas were good the way they were. But either way, I just want to point this out as always, guys. These designs are all created by amazing designers. Do check them in the links in the description and all that stuff. Please do, and do just make sure to remember, this is my opinion. If there's a Pokemon here that you think should have been included, then please understand, this is my opinion, and if your Pokemon's not included, I'm sorry, but you can always leave them in the comment section below. Leave me any designs or any freaking Pokemon that you think might be missing. Either way, let's get started with this. Do drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Let's get into number 5. Number 5. So, kicking off the list is going to be Kingdra, which we got in Johto. Now, Kingdra, it's always been a badass Pokemon in general, if you think about it, but at the same time, it's also a very forgotten Pokemon. You don't really see Kingdra being used in competitive much, at least I don't see it too much, and I just think it's like kind of a forgotten Pokemon, and that is why I feel as if a Mega Evolution would be perfect addition to it. A Mega would spark the life into a forgotten Pokemon that needs some love. Kingdra would be just perfect with this design by Fatmon, who made it look 10 times cooler into, you know, an overall crazy Mega. Because if you look at this, honestly, this already, like, badass Pokemon is badass as it is, and this thing makes it even more badass. I just said badass like 4 times. Either way, my point here is, this general design here does make it look a lot better and actually improves upon it, and it makes it look like a proper Mega Evolution. So I gotta give props to Fatmon for making it actually look really good, and I do want to see a Kingdra with a Mega Evolution in the future. Let's go to number 4. Number 4. Now, next up is going to be Noctowl, which I have always been a huge fan of ever since Ash caught one in his Johto journey. Noctowl is one of my favorite Johto Pokemon because it is an owl, and I truly do love owls since Rowlet is my mascot. I love owl Pokemon, and I do think owls in general are just really cool. The same thing goes for Noctowl. It is a truly forgotten Pokemon. I like same thing going with, you know, Kingdra. They're truly forgotten Pokemon. Not many people use them. You don't really see them used too much. And I do think, like, in a future game, if you got a Mega Evolution for it, it would spark the joy of this Pokemon again. It would make it usable again. And then comes another design here for you guys by Fatmon again, who created this fantastic looking Noctowl that has the X shape on its nose that I love, and honestly looks so great on it. That X shape is beautiful. And also it has like these little like black stars on it, and the color around its neck. They all match so well, and overall the design looks really nice and potentially would be a cool design to have for an actual Mega Noctowl. Either way, let's go to number 3. Number 3. Okay, so many of you may not be fans of Zubat, but I can guarantee that most of you are probably huge fans of Crobat. It is an overall cool and strong Pokemon that has a great move pool and was always pretty darn good Pokemon when he had it back in Gen 2. Now, I do feel that the same thing is happening here with the rest of these Pokemon, is that it's being forgotten. This Pokemon just doesn't get as much love as most of the other Mega Evolutions. It just kind of, you know, sorry, not Mega Evolution, other Pokemon from Gen 2, it kind of is forgotten, and giving it a Mega Evolution would actually make it perfect. This design here by Smelly Fakemon shows that just a few color changes and a body shape alteration can make it into a perfect Mega Crobat. I love that he added these darker colors to make it feel like it is a Mega and just change it overall so it just doesn't look like a normal Crobat. And overall, I do think it actually adds more to it, and having that Mega on it would put it into the limelight again. It would be cool to see this bat Pokemon actually getting some freaking shining and actually showing itself, because it is not being that used. I feel like it is still being used by a lot of people, but not to the extent that I think it could be. Either way, let's go to number 2. Number 2. Now, next up is going to be Azumarill, actually. I'm a huge fan of Marill, and I do see that Marill is essentially the perfect thing. Azumarill is just generally a cute and beautiful Pokemon that truly would be sick to have a Mega on. Azumarill's design here by Godzilla 1030 just gives Meryl these amazing wings that look so cute and adorable, and I just wonder what it would actually do to Azumarill stat-wise and like what it would do to his actual abilities and whatnot. I don't really know what would happen to it, but I think Azumarill overall is a stupidly strong Pokemon. It was super strong back in the X and Y days. It was very, very strong. So what would happen if they actually gave it a Mega? Would it be even stronger? Now, this is one of those Pokemon that I do feel like a lot of people already use, and is a very used Pokemon, but what could happen with it right now? I don't know what kind of tier it is in at the moment, but I think if they actually give it a Mega, it would be even more useful as it's already a strong Pokemon. I do think it would be on the point of OP at that point. I don't really know, I haven't been into the competitive scene for a long time, but I do think a Mega Azumarill, especially with this design here, would be really, really cool, because I love those wings, man. I really gotta give props to my man Godzilla 1030, man. Really beautiful. Now let's go to number 1. Number 1. And finally, we're going to have 3 Pokemon on the number 1 spot by an amazing designer called Tommy Casey. Tommy Casey, my man, you created some of the best things I've ever seen. He put the 3 Johto starters in one image, and wow, these designs are amazing. We're gonna start off from the start here. Meganium. Meganium's Mega here is beautiful. You get the extra flowers around its neck. It looks a million times bigger. It looks larger, it looks bigger. It looks like a Mega should look. Overall, I think Meganium's the one that looks really amazing. Next up is gonna be my boy Feraligatr. I freaking love this Pokemon. It is definitely one of my favorite Pokemon. I love it so much. It is on my top 10 list of my number 1 favorite Pokemons, and honestly, it looks amazing. I think maybe making it even a bit larger, or maybe towards the, I don't really know how to describe it, but I think this design overall is a cool one, but maybe adding something else to it would make it even cooler, man. Maybe more red on it. I want to see more red colors. Overall, cool design. Next up, we have freaking Typhlosion, and this design is actually perfect. If you look at this, it is superb, man. I love that he had this whole like cloud behind it, like this yellow, not yellow cloud, this white cloud right behind it, just flies away, man. It looks beautiful, looks larger, the bit of a color change on it just makes it perfect, man. Overall, I freaking love this artwork, and I do want to see the starters, all of them combined, get Mega Evolutions. I want to see all these 3 Pokemon in a pile, just getting their own Megas, because if they do give Megas to one of them, the rest of them will also get Mega Evolutions. That's kind of a given. That's what Nintendo and Game Freak do. They give all the ones Megas, but the problem right now is, as you might know, is that Nintendo is kind of moving away from Megas and trying to go more for Z moves, which I'm not a huge fan of. I like the Megas the way they were, and I want to keep Megas in the game, and I want to get new Megas. So what I assume is going to happen, and what people have been talking about, is that only remakes will be getting Mega Evolutions, so I'm 100% sure we will be getting Megas in the future for our Johto starters, man. So all get hyped for that. Hopefully it will happen. But guys, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button below, and also check out these designers. It's because of them we're able to do these videos, and that's going to be it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Like I said, drop a like down below, leave in the comment section any suggestions for videos or any sort of things other things you want to leave down there, what Pokemon you think should deserve to get Megas. But that's going to be it for today, guys. If you enjoyed trainers, I'll catch you the next time. Bye bye.